I could go on and on. It just makes me very, very furious and emotional, and at the same time,
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Belgian Jasper. If this is your first time on the channel, hit subscribe right now. One of the more interesting releases of the year so far is the new Lord of the Lost album, in which they explore the Gospel of Judas in a very colorful way. I sat down with guitar player Pi to learn all about it. Hi, thank you so much for your time today. It's later in the evening for you. I know you just had your dinner. And I know that you're in a very calm and relaxed state, so hopefully I won't bore you to death and make you fall asleep
I hope so too. No,
but I can imagine that you're pretty tired. I mean, the album came out last week, and it's been quite the ride. Congratulations, by the way, on the #2 spot in the German charts. A lot of positive reactions to the album, and people from all over the world are lining up to interview you guys. I understand you must be tired, but I think you're also pretty happy and satisfied with how things are going right now.
Actually, you say it, I'm very, very happy and satisfied about everything that has been going on. Obviously, as you said, the people are lining up for interviews. The amount of attention that we got this time with this now coming album cycle, basically it's the start of the album cycle. It's weird, man. We have given hundreds of interviews the last weeks. Yeah, and it's been very, very hectic and very, very sleep depriving. But the result is, as you said it, #2 in the German album charts, which is our biggest success yet. And yeah, we're just very satisfied with this, because obviously a lot of work has gone into this album from, I don't know, the end of 2019. And it just feels very good to share it now and let everyone into what we've done, especially not only with the album, but also with a documentary that is coming out in 7 parts on YouTube, and is also in one of the editions in the box set and as a DVD, actually, over an hour of documentary. And everything is out there, and you would think that now all of this has to end and we just wait for live shows, but no.
And this is a byproduct of the pandemic in a way, where everything is delayed, tours are delayed. Usually a band releases an album and the next day they start their tour, or they release their new album while they're already on tour. And you know, one by one they'll start to play a few new songs to share with the crowd.
Yeah.
Now you're in a situation where a lot of fans have the time to really explore a new album and to dig deep and to learn more about it. There's more demand for that as well right now. This is something that works very much in your advantage right now, given the album that you guys created, a double album, a concept album. There's a lot of story to tell, and maybe just introducing just 1 or 2 songs in the new tour would not do it justice. Do you see that fans are already much sooner after the release of an album are reacting with you guys, are sharing their experiences, how the album relates to them, the meaning that they're trying to find in the story? Do you see that people are interacting differently with your music than before?
I don't know if it's differently, but I'm happy to say that it's a lot more people. Mm-hmm. And not only the fans, but also everyone that comes in contact with this album, as our people in interviews and everything, press. they just took the time to really digest this album and to focus on what is actually being said and heard and everything, and how much work went into it. And as it is this question, they're all very, very detailed, and I like that because it you people in interviews sometimes, as every band knows, they tend to ask the same questions,
Right.
and that's perfectly fine because there are obvious questions that everybody wants to have answered. But this question is different because I've never gotten this question, and what I think is that we've given the people something that they can really, and they have to. No, they don't have to. I take that back, but they can really spend time with if they want to.
Right.
Because really there's a lot to discover. If they just want to hear the songs because they like the bass drum sound or it makes them dance, you're welcome. That's fine too. But it's like a good series that just has like not only one line of actions in it, but various lines of actions. And I like that people now have the time to really indulge in it if they want to.
It is a double album. You use the story of Judas, both in very direct ways, but also using a lot of metaphors to explore that struggle between good and bad, black or white. Something that is accentuated by the artwork as well, obviously. I actually want to say I love the fact that this is a true double album, because there's been so many double albums recently where it's like, well, if you cut a few intros or outros, it would have just been a single album, and there's two distinct parts to the story as well with you guys. Given the reaction that you've seen from fans, a lot of people are complaining about today's world fueled by social media and instant gratification and entertainment. There's no more, the end of the attention span. Nobody has time. But given the reaction, should people get more credit than that, given that they are digging deep into this big work of art that you guys produced?
Obviously, as you said, in this time, the attention span of people and the consumption of music has changed, as opposed to, I don't know, 10 or 20 years ago, or even 5 years ago, where people weren't that much focused on just listening to playlists and everything, and the model of releasing music wasn't just here's a single, and then there's a 9-track EP and that's it, and 4 of the songs have already been singles put out within a year before that. So you basically know the whole EP, which is fine as well if you want to do that as a band, because it actually serves the market pretty well, because you don't just need time to digest one single after single, and then there's a little small EP. And that's cool if you want to do that. But for us, there hasn't really been that thought process of could this fail, because people just consume music in a different way these days. It was just, we have something to say, and it's actually a huge concept, and then we have the time as well to go into it very deeply and to focus on every detail. And then we had just ideas that we wanted to fulfill, like doing just instrumentals on the album, because we feel like they support it very well. Do an a cappella track, which would take a little too much space on just a single album. And yeah, it was just what we wanted to do. So if you compromise on that, you're kind of not. If you compromise on really making what you want to, I don't know if it's going to be as authentic and
Right.
if you will be as happy with it.
Already before this album, Lord Velost has a message to share, and a lot of what the band puts out talks about the promotion of inclusion and representation. Yeah. Lord Velost is now breaking through, already with the previous album, but this album for sure, all over the world. A lot of places are not as progressive or for inclusion than you see in Germany or parts of Western Europe. When you will get to see reactions now of people that say, I like the music, but I don't like the message, or I like the music, but I don't care too much for a lot of rainbow colors in a music video or shit like that.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that as an artist? Because you guys clearly have a message to tell. And when that message goes lost on people, and that might happen more when your music is introduced to more people across the world, is that something that keeps you up at night? Like, how do you deal with that?
No, it just, if it motivates me to promote it more and more. And some people might say, oh, you're shoving your propaganda down our throats. If you want to call it that, do it. But you are the people that actually motivate us to do it. Over the years, this band has gotten more and more vocal about how we see the world and how we'd like to see the world someday. Mm-hmm. Maybe that will happen. And that definitely includes not discriminating people because of the way they love or the way they like to believe in things. Obviously, as long as you don't harm anybody or any sentient being, or how you look like. You have to start with us. We sometimes look like very weird people. When we were on stage, we were, for some people it might be weird. Sure. We were glitter leggings sometimes with fishnet whatever on us, and I see why this is weird for some people. But it's just how we like it, and I really want to make clear that it is important to just let people be as they are. It's not important what you think is right or wrong with them, and it won't make the world a better place if you say, oh man, he looks ugly and gay as fuck. What does that do to anyone but just harm the person that you're saying that about, and it puts you in a bad mood as well. So there's a lose-lose situation here. And actually, why this is happening, or why I think this is happening, why people need to have this binary system of, oh, you're gay or not gay, you're good or you're evil, or you're pretty or ugly, or whatever you can think of extremes, or black and white. People like to think and move in patterns. Since the beginning of time, when there has been human beings, they moved in patterns or thought in patterns, and still we do this to this day. And we like to categorize things, and when all of a sudden we're told to not do that, or it is taken away from us because some people just don't fit in your box, people tend to get disoriented and angry about that. And that anger is channeled onto other people, and that's not okay. And we are very vocal about this, and that is actually what the song the Gospel of Judas is about. As you might be able to tell, not only from the lyrics, but also from the video. Okay. I was totally shocked when we took over the Napalm Records Instagram. I posted a picture of me just wearing a t-shirt, dress, fishnets, and Vans sneakers, having a golden choker where it says Judas, white hair and everything, full stage makeup, because it was from our Sinister Summer stream. Stream event where it was basically a release stream of Judas. And the hatred in the comment section, wow, I've never experienced anything like this. So the attention on the world is getting bigger, but also if you put yourself on a bigger platform, the hatred is also getting bigger. Does that keep me up at night? Nah. I really like these fishnets. Sorry. I could go on and on. It just makes me very, very furious and emotional, and at the same time, just don't harm anyone with your words, because you're not entitled to that opinion.
Yeah.
To have an opinion about someone else just because you don't like their fishnets. Stupid.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Does this answer your question? I don't know. Maybe in some parts, but
I think it was a perfect answer. And you are right. I mean, with the broader appeal, with the broader platform, you're going to get more of that, and that's probably what. The fact that you guys also sing in English, unlike some other bands that, I sometimes call a group of bands the Gothic and Industrial, German bands that are extremely big in Germany.
Yeah.
But pretty, unknown outside of it. I'm thinking about In Extremo. I'm thinking about Subway to Sell, the Eisberg.
Oh yeah, true.
Feuerschwanz, all these bands that are pretty popular in Germany, but go outside of that region. Few people I've really heard of them. You guys are breaking away from that mold right now, and
True.
so yeah, you're gonna see that more. I must say that I was reading some of the comments on the Gospel of Judas video.
Yeah.
And somebody said, I love how so many people clearly came here because they were looking for Bible stuff and got the wrong video, but then stayed for the sexy nuns with mustaches. And I thought that was pretty funny. Now you guys are embracing visual art to show, to tell your story as well, not just for Gospel of Judas, but other videos as well. Given the grandeur of the music, the story, the concept, and given that you guys are all visual artists, very clearly, are there members in the band that go like, we should turn this into a full-blown like Broadway musical show, or even like a movie or something like that? The story and the music would lend itself very well to that.
Yeah, there are 5 members in this band who would like that to happen. No, really. This is one of the dreams that if there'd be unlimited financial resources,
Right.
we'd already be on it, right?
Yeah.
But actually that is not the focus right now. We are on the start of this album cycle, and we don't have the time really. Mm-hmm. But our goal with this album was to make kind of a movie for your ears. Speaking of the importance of visual concepts and visual art, and that goes back to, then we go back to the attention span. Mm-hmm. In this day and age, we're glued to these things here. So when we scroll through social media, and this goes for any band, if they put something out, they better have good visuals if they want to reach a new audience or even just more people, because you just see half a second or 1 second of a picture or of like a motion picture. So this half a second better be the best it can be, and we really try to have a focus on that as well, because obviously it starts with the music, but it doesn't end with the music. You fill this canvas yourself, Judas. And it's just fun to brainstorm about them as well. For example, for the Gospel of Judas video, we were just thinking about, what if we hang Selana, the actress, from the ceiling on an inverted cross? And we're like, that'd be good. That would be a good image. But and it was as simple as that. I'm so happy that we made it happen. Actually,
Mhm.
she's actually hanging from the ceiling, like with half a meter of space underneath her. Um, it's just fun to imagine these things and then try to execute them.
Yeah, yeah. It will be interesting to see uh, how you will translate that to the future live shows, because I've got a feeling that when we're going to watch you guys play, it won't be just five guys playing instruments on an empty stage, given the material that you have. So that'll be exciting. Looking ahead, to your point, we're at the start of the album cycle. Already number two, great. We see great videos. We know a documentary is coming. What else should the fans keep their eyes open for?
Well, we're already in the midst of planning new music videos. Actually, we'll be shooting 3 more this year.
Oh, wow.
That's what I can say. And apart from that, as it is slowly more safe to travel and to actually be with more than 2 people in the world, live shows are slowly coming back. We announced that at the end of November we'll be traveling to Russia to play actually the first few shows of our Judas tour. This is the initial start of a Judas tour. We still have to play our Swan Songs 3 tour, which has been postponed 2 years, but we're not canceling anything. We're playing that in April 2022.
Okay.
So yeah, music videos, tours, and festival announcements will follow. I know that. But yeah, I think that's already a good idea of what's coming.
And we'll just all have to follow you guys on all the different social platforms out there, and
Yeah, it's not like
enjoy
we're
all the
inactive.
fishnet. Exactly. Awesome. Well, Pi, I want to thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate a
Yeah.
very open conversation. I hope you have a fun rest of the evening, and hopefully you can chill out a little bit more and enjoy the fact that you guys are already number 2 in the charts. And congratulations again.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the interview. That was nice. And I'm going to. No, I'm not going to gym. I'm going to the gym actually in a bit. But thank you. Thanks for having me.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.